An entrepreneur that we are going to interact with today is Jashan Bhumkar, a very interesting name. Soujanya is the name of his company. They are into colors. And what they exactly do, let me ask this to the young man himself.
So everywhere that you see around you, there is color in some or the other way. Every substrate, that whether it is your printing inks or from the time you wake up to you go to bed, everything that you encounter, either the walls of your home, your car, the cosmetic products that you use, your soap, detergent, anything that you read, the printing inks of that, they all have.
How do you manage that culture gap or the age gap or the experience gap with your organization seniors?
I think direct communication, one-on-one direct communication. So I hate it. I hate the culture of emails, long, convoluted, round and round, very polite on the front, but actually passive-aggressive emails.
You're internationally educated, you're globally traveled, you do businesses in more than 50 countries of the world. So what are the new decisions that benefited your organization after you joined it? Hi friends, this is Agnelorajesh here. I'm chairman for Global St. Angelo's group of companies, and my current passion is investing in interesting and exciting growth stories of India and growth entrepreneurs of India. Inspiring Conversations is a very interesting journey where I have learned a lot from the people that I've interacted. India is on a very glorious path of growth, and it's a combination of budding entrepreneurs, companies which are making a difference to the global map and the global scenario. And it is so pleasing to interact with entrepreneurs who are young at age, experienced, have a global vision, operate globally, and are proud Indians. An entrepreneur that we are going to interact with today is Jashan Bhumkar, a very interesting name. Soujanya is the name of his company. They are into colors. And what they exactly do, let me ask this to the young man himself. So just tell us about your company, what you exactly do, because it's a very niche area.
So thank you so much for the introduction and also for having me here, and my sincere namaskar to all of our wonderful viewers. Like you correctly said, Soujanya, we've been all about color for over 40 years now. It's a very, very niche space, as also you rightly said. Essentially, we're a specialty chemicals company. Our end products look very beautiful and colored. They impart a lot of vibrancy to various applications like paints and coatings, which has been our main area since my grandfather's time. Also alluded to that. Then we are also everywhere that you see around you, there is color in some or the other way. Every substrate, that whether it is your printing inks or from the time you wake up to you go to bed, everything that you encounter, either the walls of your home, your car, the cosmetic products that you use, your soap, detergent, anything that you read, the printing inks of that, they all have.
Even we are pretty colorful.
We are very colorful, and I can see that you dressed for the occasion. So my compliments, very dashing. But yes, everywhere you see color, and in the end, it's a very niche specialty chemical application. There's a lot of science behind it, and that's what we've aimed at perfecting over the last 4 decades. At some point, we realized that okay, color is the end product, but it's essentially a chemical, and the world of chemicals is so beautiful that there is so much that more that you can do with it. So much of a larger impact that you can have. You can make people's lives better, health better. You could also contribute a lot of value to many different applications and industries, and that's the journey which we're on now, where we are calling it color and beyond, where we're going to continue to grow our color business globally into many different applications. And we've also moved into other specialty chemical ingredients, which were quite easy for us to make given our background in chemicals, and we're exploring different exciting things with them.
Excellent, excellent. So, friends, Asian Companies is one of my favorite companies. I really admire that company on the policies and systems that company has grown up into, and it's a very admirable company world over. Very heartening to know that his grandfather, when he started his company in 1984, he was working with Asian Paints. So now I know where the quality, the vision, and the growth aspiration comes from. That's the Asian Paints as an organization.
And that's the company which we still admire today for all that.
It's an amazing organization for the systems and procedures that they use. And I'm sure your organization has adapted to the same policies and procedures. You have been born into this company.
Absolutely.
Right from childhood, you have seen this business.
Absolutely.
Your mom is doing the same activity that you're into currently, the same company. So you always envisioned being a part of this organization, and so you become a chemical engineer?
Absolutely. It has been my first love, and first love and true love. And
clear in your mind right
from my childhood. And I was very close to my grandfather, who was no longer with us in the last 15 years now, but I was very, very close to him. In fact, my decision to study chemical engineering was also to follow his footsteps, because he inspired me so much. Um, in my childhood, my grandfather would carry me in his arms and take me after school or on weekends to our factories and show me around different chemical processes. Of course, that time, now we operate Asia's largest color manufacturing unit. It's fully automated and everything. The factories were nothing like that at that time. We had very humble beginnings. But for what it was, and he was a very technically sound person. He's renowned remembered even today for his brilliance in the technology part of it. So he would talk to me a lot all day long and show me around different chemical processes. And he inculcated that love for me. So I always felt that this world is mine, and there is, I would like to be part of it in a more significant way as I grow up. And now that I'm in the business for 8 years, I think it's become much beyond something very personal. Of course, I have a personal attachment to it from my grandfather's legacy and everything. But I also believe that in the world today, to solve all the pressing problems of society, environment, all the needs, the healthcare needs of people, chemicals provide a very beautiful platform. They have in the chemical solutions, they have quick solutions, deep solutions, and relevant solutions, sustainable solutions, everlasting solutions. Even if you talk about electric vehicles, they are impossible unless you figure out how to make a battery paste the precise composition out of the lithium metal that is there. And this can be translated to everything, right from the bright red lipstick to the life-changing cancer drug. Everything is in the chemical space, and as everything has a color. But even if it's not colored, then it has a chemical. So the deeper we go in that space, it is unlocking a lot more possibilities to do good and to do better, to solve a lot of pressing problems.
Excellent. So you had your grandfather from whom you learned so much.
Absolutely.
It's visible in the way you're planning.
Of course, I learn all my every even today.
Yes. What else is your learning curve? Because being a technical industry, you really need to be ahead every single day. You need to be performing better than what you performed the previous day.
Absolutely.
So what's your learning curve in this technical sector?
I think the learning curve, it's twofold. One is for me personally, of course, I've learned a lot from pretty much everybody I've interacted with, from our customers, suppliers to our own people. There have been people who have been working with my grandfather and then my mother. They have been with us since day one of the company.
Wow.
Or some people who've been there for 20.
That's the evidence about the culture of your company.
Absolutely. There are a lot of people who, seen everything and they've made everything happen. So I learn a lot from them every day. There's also a lot of skill gaps that we saw over time that, okay, we are here now, but if we want to be there, there is all of this that needs to be bridged. So we also hired a lot of great talent in recent times who have and the learnings from them, they've come from very different cultures, different organizations. They've done a huge body of work in other industries, which now we want to be part of. So that learning has also been very, very interesting for me. And then, of course, we try to translate all of that learning into an organizational way, in an organization-wide way also. The other thing is that I think R&D and technical focus is very important in our.
It's an ongoing process.
It's an ongoing process. So how closely we can sync with the market, how closely we can sync in the market. And there are two things again in that one, you should be able to do exactly what your customer needs. And secondly, go beyond that also, because often if you're the expert, then nobody else knows better than you, what is needed. So how to then one up that and all the work that it takes in terms of technology, research, innovation to the, that like the devil is in the details. So to that level of detail, that is something which again we build on.
And chemicals is definitely a very detailed industry. Like, do you also learn from your competition on how to move forward?
Chemicals
is competition a good teacher to you?
I will answer that question because it's a very, very interesting thing. But like you said, chemicals is indeed a detailed field, because if you have a formulation, there will be something which is 100% of the thing is like it's a medicine, for example. It will have something that is 50%, the active drug or whatever. But then there will be these special performance additives that are in there which go 0.01%, 0.02%. But if they are not there, the whole formulation will break down and then it doesn't perform as well as it is supposed to. So that detailed thing is, of course, very, very relevant. today the competitive landscape in the chemical industry is very, very fascinating and interesting. And if somebody takes a magnifying lens and zooms into it, they will find a lot of funny things there actually. Where at once a company can be your supplier, the same company can be your customer, and that the same company can be your competitor.
Excellent.
So it's because you have to occupy different niches.
You have to be very mindful about what you're communicating with them.
Very mindful and also sometimes just open, because you do great at what you're doing. There is opportunity, and then you capture that opportunity. So that is the way we really look at it. Today, the way we are leading Soujanya is that we are not foolish to ignore competition. We are very, very well aware of that. But we look more inwards and look at, okay, are the capabilities, what are the things that we should be doing in which we cannot eliminate competition. That is the way. Some competition is healthy, but at least can we localize it to some regions of the world only. That okay, we'll compete with this company in Southeast Asia. We'll compete in this company in the cosmetics industry only. We'll compete with this company in the decorative paints industry.
So you have segmented your competition, identified, and then mapping them, and then making sure that either you are learning something from them or you're teaching them something.
Yeah, sometimes in them a lot. Which recently I was at a trade show, and our competitor actually walked up to me and said that I'm so and so, I'm from so and so company, I'm the director and whatever, and you have learned me so many sleepless nights. And then we both had a very good laugh about it. And I said that, okay, thank you, Atik. That was a very good.
Well, as long as you're doing that, you're walking the right path.
Yeah.
So Dhirubhai Ambani used to always have people better than him, smarter than him, but working with him, for him. What is your mindset about engaging talent for your growth of your organization? What is your mindset about it?
I completely have the same philosophy. I think there is so much to learn from the large capabilities and the body of work that people do and that they can do. We just need to create as a company or as companies environment for the best people to come there, feel themselves, feel their best selves, bring their whole selves to work, and then thrive there. So it's easier said than done. Of course, you yourself built many successful businesses, so you know that. Though that is the intention. It is often very, very hard to actually do. But there are a lot of things that we are trying to make our own company, then the larger chemical industry a happening place to be. I keep saying that, okay, a lot of people who studied chemical engineering with me got mass hired in a lot of other industries. Hardly anyone came to chemicals. I keep thinking that, okay, maybe it is our fault that people don't perceive chemicals this way, and what can we do about it to make somebody feel like doing or maybe the passion which I have. How can I translate that into the larger picture of the landscape of our company and then the industry?
Excellent. So
Unfortunately, you must have people who are
smarter than you,
and
working with you and for you,
and then you must let them do their thing.
Absolutely. And how do you define delegation and authority? Matlab, do you delegate with authority, or do you delegate and still control it? How do you operate with your team?
I think a balance is. I think firstly, like I never thought of myself or as I think that we're all surgeons. That whoever is there since 25 years and so we also hire more people with that criteria that okay, like there are so many talented people that are there right now. But if I don't feel that same comfort as I do with somebody who's been with us for 25 years, then I think that's going to be a cultural clash.
How do you manage that cultural clash? Because you're a third generation entrepreneur, and like you said that your people have got longevity with your organization.
Yes.
So how do you manage that culture gap or the age gap or the experience gap with the organization seniors?
I think direct communication, one-on-one direct communication. So I hate it. I hate the culture of emails, long, convoluted, round and round, very polite on the front, but actually passive aggressive emails. And the moment I see even like a semblance of that in our organization, like this has to go. You have to meet the person over coffee or a video call or whatever,
and just have it face to face.
This is the
express your expectations.
We are real people. And people are people never intend anything bad. You know, that I have inherent faith in the goodness of people in general. Also, I am that way. Some people might call me naive as well. But I really do believe that, and I feel we are very lucky at Soujanya to have very wonderful people with us. I fully believe that they really want to do their best. So sometimes, if you magnify the humanness of the person, make that feel valued, then really they step up and they really take a lot of ownership. And
How is it to work with your mom?
it's wonderful, it's beautiful. I think
And when we talk about roles and responsibilities, what is the kind of role and responsibility that you have taken at the organization?
I think like that's very it's hard to distinguish that now, because over time, I think when I started first, it was that okay, all the things I came into something which was established. I was trying to learn part of that on the side, and then I was opening up a lot of new applications, which is why earlier we were only into paints, then now we are into cosmetics and so many printing ink. So those are all
Majority in like all the sector.
all the sectors now which we were
Which needs color.
yeah. So they all came after I was in the business. Now I was
Oh, so that is the addition that you created.
that is it happened when I was there, because when I came I realized that okay, we are in paints, we're a market leader in paints, so why not in other things also? And then of course everybody was very beautifully aligned with that vision, and they kind of aligned with it in a very good way. But so at that time the roles were very very clear, right? And I had just come into the business, so though I had grown up with it, there are still so many things that nobody actually ever told me. There are so many things which I always knew, but the practicalities, the nitty gritties of the business of running a huge chemical operation, the supply chain complexity. Until you're in the business, you will never understand how complex the supply chain is and the value chain is in that industry.
So what is the solution that you created?
So the only solution is to just jump into it and take it on. There is no other way. You have to jump into it and take it on. And I think with my mom, she has been incredible in so many ways, because she
What is the strongest point in running this organization?
her strongest point. So firstly, she let me be. Basically, she let me be, and she let me make my own mistakes while having my back. She never controlled the outcome, and maybe there were some things which she knew would fail, but she let that happen so that I learn from it. There are some things which were genuinely new and surprising to her, so there she embraced with open arms. That has been the beautiful part. The strongest point of my mother, I would say, in running a business is empathy, which is very, very rare.
Excellent.
She is the only,
As a woman entrepreneur, that comes naturally.
she is one of the, yes, but a lot of women entrepreneurs purposely tone it down because they feel they'll be taken advantage of and everything. And in my childhood, I saw my mother struggle with this conundrum that, okay, if I'm too soft, people won't take seriously. And if I'm too hard, then okay, maybe I'll get the outcomes. But I won't feel like myself. I can't sleep at night peacefully. So she at some point evolved into this beautiful leader who is so empathetic, where she made a firm decision saying that I'm a kind person and I'm going to be all about kindness, and I'll show the world that it is possible to grow a company to a multinational stage just through kindness. So
Wow, that's fabulous sharing.
there's a man
Fabulous sharing.
that she's in. You know?
Absolutely,
She
absolutely.
is the only industrialist. We are in a hardcore chemical plant. There were only men around. It is pretty well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I think that's the value which I have come to see a lot of. I mean, it's a overwhelming and overarching value system that I would like.
But it's still well explained by you that you grow business with kindness.
Absolutely.
No, not necessary to drive business with a stick and stern voice.
Absolutely.
Even kindness can give you growth.
It can give you the best growth.
This is the best point about your mom that you expressed.
Absolutely.
As a young entrepreneur and playing a leadership role, what's your strongest point in your leadership skills? What do you consider as your strength?
That is very hard for me to answer that.
What do you enjoy doing as a part of your role to your organization? Which is the role that you enjoy working on? There are entrepreneurs who love branding. There are entrepreneurs who love marketing. There are entrepreneurs who love
entrepreneur,
HR.
No, I think as an entrepreneur, you have to love everything, and you have to love your business. You have to love the opportunities that your business provides, and and I think I do have a lot of passion in turning all those opportunities into reality. So I think that is essentially what drives me, and I'm also a people's person. I think that is.
So HR is your,
I wouldn't say HR. I would not.
when I say
human
HR, every entrepreneur very suffers majority of the times is, I have seen entrepreneurs who are great at tech, but when it comes to managing their colleagues and senior team management and support teams, they become a little harsh, they're misunderstood, they're not communicating right.
No,
So I think that is every entrepreneur needs to have an HR angle.
yeah. So I think the empathy part and the really like wanting the best for people, and then really wanting the best for all of us.
So you motivate people, and you
Yeah.
direct them, you guide.
And at the same time that the given the age and stage of life that I'm in, I can't just motivate through words. I have to motivate through actions and leading by example. So that has been something
Leading with performance.
with performance. So for that, I have to also be on top of it. The way I conduct myself, the way I am prepared every day when I show up to work, I am really like I take each day as a learning experience, a growing experience, as a way to make some difference to everyone, to the company itself. So I think that is another and I think like I would say another strong point is the energy levels. Like I think that there is a lot of
You're young, your energy level is very high.
yeah. I think
Knowing you as a person, it'll be the same for the future as
that
well.
has to be infused into
Your team,
into
to your team.
into every.
What is the new decision that you took after you joined the organization? You're internationally educated, you're globally traveled, you do businesses in more than 50 countries of the world. So what are the new decisions that benefited your organization after you joined it 8 years back?
So there were many decisions, but the overarching lens was that that if we just look at what we have and starting to add one part to it, that is one way of thinking. But if we look at the whole opportunity and then start working backwards, then that opens up so many possibilities that are there. So that was the main lens. And then through that, of course, the decisions were how to groom existing talent, how to build new capabilities through new talent, how to further our technical, how to go deeper into our field and really be unmatched experts there. Then to take all that like a tree, you go deep with the people and expertise, and then you go wide into different other industries that are there. And then the main key decision that I think has transformed everything. It has, even the way we think and talk about ourselves has changed. Has to move beyond color. I think that was the single most thing where we said that okay,
So that is where diversity
because
comes in.
earlier we would all say that we're a color company, and we were that. We are still that, but now we say we're a specialty chemicals business.
Excellent.
That has been a huge shift.
So diversification has happened. And this diversification, is it forward integration, backward integration, or a new segment altogether?
It is backward and lateral integration where we kind of saw that so chemistry is so beautiful. For example, that if you have one molecule and you have a carbon rings, many carbon rings. I don't know how many people have studied organic chemistry, but I'm sure most people just hate it. I of course have always
Don't ask me questions.
I've always loved it. But you have this carbon ring and you have a chlorine, for example. Now, if you just change that chlorine to a hydrogen, then you change that hydrogen to a bromine. With one small change, you get out from a pigment to then you get a paracetamol, then you change another thing and you get a flavor and fragrance which smells like a watermelon or something like that. So there are so many things in that, and
A small deviation can create a big impact.
deviation can create.
The output changes.
Absolutely. And the end application changes also.
Fantastic. How many countries were added after you joined the business 8 years back?
I think 20, 25 countries were added.
And how do you do market mapping for growth?
So just by going out there and talking to customers, like the trade shows really help our business. And B2B business, so in B2B businesses, you would know better than me because you've been there, done that, and all of that. That there is only that much you can push. So in the end, you have to keep augmenting your expertise and pull that way. So of course, we do a lot of every possible reputed place for our applications where the right target audience is going to watch. We're advertising there. We go for a lot of trade shows. We are known for our crazy branding. We do like For example, the last year we had made everybody was dressed as gym trainers and bodybuilders.
Oh wow.
And on our trade show booth where everybody else is suited up, but our people were all in flashy colors of and we said that we do all the weightlifting for you. We do the rely on us because we do the weightlifting for you. So we do these crazy things which are very unconventional.
Your physique is really built for.
I wasn't even there. I wasn't carrying a lot of. I could not even attend that show because I was elsewhere for another show at the same time. But then our people carried this off very, very beautifully.
Communication is very critical for any organization to express to the potential market of who they are, what they do differently, and how effective they are. So, who handles the communication for Soujanya? For example, when you become a global player, right communication and information about you needs to travel the 7 seas. Like how you did at the trade show by being different than what the others are at that particular exhibition. So, who handles the communication? Is it an outsourced activity? Is it an in-house activity where you're directly involved with your mom and other senior team? How does it happen?
So we did try to outsource part of that, but we are so passionate about our business that it just did not work, and it was never really translated very well. We were always dissatisfied with that. Though I did come across some wonderful people, some wonderful agencies which did some good work for us. But eventually we realized that because we are in so many places at the same time, there is enough work for an in-house team to deal with that. Now we have our own in-house marketing team, which not a lot of chemical companies have to the way we have it. That's been probably a unique feature, and that worked out well because then it's in our control
and it's giving you the desired results. It's giving you the desired results.
Absolutely.
You are a third generation entrepreneur. India has a lot of family owned businesses which are seen the third generation, the fourth generation, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
What's your idea of getting diluted where other people can come in? It can lead you for faster growth. It can improve the speed of your growth. It can expand the volume of the revenues. What are your thoughts about that as a young entrepreneur?
I think you have to be very, very honest about your intentions towards the business. Okay, if you really love your business and want the best for it, then you will evaluate whatever opportunity comes your way with that lens, and then always take the right decision. So there are many promoters who have hastily diluted that stake. There are also a lot of Indian promoters who are so hard and fast. हम बेचेंगे ही नहीं. हम कभी we will never.
You are of a fixed mindset.
Neither of them, because I feel that
no, you are not of a fixed mindset. You are flexible in
not
mind.
of a fixed mindset. Not of a fixed mindset at all. We feel that we are committed to growing Soujanya and seeing it through.
Okay.
So whatever that takes, and we might be at one place today, but we might be at another place 5 years later or 10 years later, and the times will change. The situation of the business will change, will grow, will get to. And I also believe in this concept of horizons. Like you're standing at one shore, you can see the horizon only up till there. Now, if you swim there, you will see a new horizon.
Absolutely. It's a relay race. It's a relay race.
Absolutely. It is that.
Excellent. So you're a zero debt company. You're cash positive. You're very well profitable. So you might be getting a lot of offers of people coming in and wanting to invest in your organization. So how do you handle those kind of inquiries that happen?
Very funnily, we have this joke within my family that our equity buyout option, our offers, our people are chasing me for that more than my own marriage. So I think that says a lot about I want the way the acquisition then happen through your marriage as well. That would be the cheapest acquisition.
But how do you handle that? Because I, as an entrepreneur, I always feel that investors and investment needs to happen with people who can be strategic investors, who can promise you the growth that you envisage in a much shorter and a faster way and in a much more economical method.
Absolutely.
So you have a similar thought towards dilution and expansion?
I think it will have to be with somebody with aligned value system. Okay, if at all that happens for us, and we are actually at the other end of the table where we are looking at purchasing stake in. Either through a family office or through Soujanya into different, we've put our hands in so many places, and now some of them are really showing us good opportunities. So that's where we are looking at inorganic growth from the other side, where we will be coming as strategic partners in somebody else's business. So we are thinking to ourselves that, okay, are we just going to give them money? Because that doesn't interest us at all. Like unless we can add some value and some thought and something really tangible to that business that we are going to become part of. So of course, if tomorrow the tables turn and we're thinking about that for ourselves, we'd want somebody with the same intention to partner with. But of course, right now that is not. That
It happens as destiny. It's a part of destiny. Whenever it happens.
yeah, like I've been being chased for it every day, but it's not something that is.
That is all.
Well, we are doing our own expansion now. Like we said, like I told you, we are pursuing inorganic growth in the field that we are looking at in the future. But the organic side also, we've just acquired a new parcel of land. We acquired more than 9 acres of land at the JNPT port. So it is at the special economic zone. And
Develop a new brand.
yeah, and there's so many opportunities there for making in India and taking to the world, especially in our Indian.
In true sense, globalization.
Absolutely.
In true sense, globalization.
Absolutely. So that is keeping us very engaged meaningfully right now. All of those.
So, do you have a mechanism to give measurable goal setting for your R&D department? Because being a specialty chemical company, you need to keep innovating. You need to keep adding more products to your kitty.
Our R&D works only with specific goal setting and specific projects, which are very, very market driven and market led. There is very far and few things that we are doing which and we need to do those things also, which are more like fundamental research and they add to our own knowledge bank. But 90% of the work or more is directly related to the market, and I think that's the only way.
So, do you operate in a format where the customers are having a particular want and you develop that product for them? Or do you also create products which are not available in the market and creating a market for them?
Both the thing. That today, if we look at sustainability has become a buzzword, but what we've been slowly and smoothly transitioning, if all our existing formulations for paint and other traditional applications, for automotive and stuff like that, we've been transitioning them to greener chemistries sequentially over time. Today, if you look at Soujanya's portfolio, more than 60% of our products have a green component to them. So whether they are VOC free or heavy metal free or based on a natural plant-based material. So whatever it might be, but more than 60% of them are sustainable in that sense. So that is something which we did because we've been passionate about that. Now, of course, a lot of people are asking, but we did a lot of work on that, before the market became ready also. Then that bit. And then, of course, on the solution side, because people are today, as a B2B business, you're not actually selling products. People are coming to you because they think that Soujanya can help them with X, Y, Z. And it might be something that you've never seen before. It might be something that you're doing day and night. It's your bread and butter. So we encounter both of these equally. There are a lot of things which we've never seen before, but then we kind of somebody has trusted us with that. So then we still do our best. There are things that we've been doing day in and day out, and that's something which somebody wants, and we are able to provide with, them with that. So it's both it's all the different aspects.
Excellent. So you're an environmentally conscious company. That's a very good thing to
I am so proud to say that, and it was entirely our team's effort. We have a very strong operations team who has done so incredibly well. Despite our volumes, so for example, our volumes are growing 20-30% every year, but our water usage, waste generation, all of those parameters about sustainability, they are reducing. And as much as the volumes are increasing, by exactly that much amount, those things are reducing. So
excellent. One last question to you, young man. The last question is, where do you see your organization in the next 5 years?
We'd like to have.
I'm sure the 9-acre parcel will be operational by then.
That should be hopefully at full capacity by then.
Absolutely.
But more than that, of course, we want to be in more geographies and deeper in those geographies, have X, Y, Z% market share, all of those visions aside. We really want to be a reliable partner for the entire ecosystem, whether it is in healthcare, whether it is in traditional chemical applications or emerging chemical applications. We would like to be a driver of value and growth and goodness. We want to do good. We want to be good and deliver solutions which make the world a better place. That's where we really like to be.
Fantastic. Friends, that is Jashan Bhumkar, all of just 32 years of age, third generation entrepreneur, head on his shoulders, looking in the right direction, working for the right achievements and goals, having a very environmental friendly mindset, not compromising on values and qualities that he must have definitely gained from his grandfather and definitely taught a lot by his mother in the actual line of business that he is engaged and involved with. So this is the new young enterprising India trying to make India a global leader through organizations like Soujanya and through young entrepreneurs like Jashan. This is Agnelorajesh here. This is a series of inspiring conversations to motivate you to have similar mindset which can make this country great and make you personally super successful and contribute you to the society. Thank you so much.